Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. It has been a very busy day, a very happy Friday, TGIF. This morning we had the Supergirl trailer. I did a YouTube short about that incredible piece of footage of someone replacing the original Halloween 4 mask with the Halloween 1 mask, doing a shitload of Etsy orders covered in dust, and during that, I stepped out to get some groceries just to, have a bit of a breather, and I see that the Game Awards is on, and they've released a first look, a preview of Street Fighter that's going to be coming out next year, as well as some character posters, but mostly for me, seeing the costumes, finally, of all of these characters. Now, I am following this film very closely because they filmed it here in Sydney. A few friends of mine were fortunate enough to work on the film, which is really, really cool. But some interesting casting choices at that. Like, going back to the film from the 90s with Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile, like that was a choice and a half for casting. But then Raul Julia as M. Bison, one of the most inspired castings ever, and he just nailed that performance. He was hamming it up, he was chewing the scenery, given the fact that the poor dude was dying of cancer and did that film for his children, just speaks volumes about him as a person. But his portrayal of Bison, absolutely brilliant. Like that monologue he says, and to me that was a Tuesday. I love that. That is such a classic scene in such a goofy film. So yeah, been very keen to see how these costumes were going to look. And with the casting announcement of Dave Dastmalchian as Bison, it wasn't exactly top of my list. Had a few other actors in mind, but I could see it as long as I had a pretty good padded suit that he could wear. Now, with those character posters, there is a good look of him as Bison, and in that preview footage as well. Wouldn't exactly say he looks towering or very wide like Raul Julia was, even though he had lost a lot of weight from being sick. His suit was quite padded and, big shoulder pads in there, which, is a very Bison thing. Bison is a big dude. But then we've even got 50 Cent as Balrog, which wasn't exactly my first choice. I was thinking of maybe like Rampage Jackson. I don't even know if he's still around, like doing his thing. But I remember in the A-Team remake, I'm like, man, he's great. And I thought he'd make a good Balrog. But I also love the fact that there is so much attention to detail, but these costumes at the same time look so over the top. And some people are like, they look shit, they look shit. I'm like, I don't know, man. They look pretty damn close to the original source material. And this is the thing, like next year we have Mortal Kombat 2 coming out in 2026 along with this film, along with Street Fighter. But I think with Mortal Kombat, they can lean more into the serious side. Whereas you look at Street Fighter, you can go as silly as you can. And I want this to be silly. I want this to be cheesy and camp. And even in that preview footage, that very bit at the end with the car just reminds me of playing the game. Like, I'm like, little details like that, little Easter eggs, whether it be the costumes or the set pieces, stuff like that, I can appreciate and I really dig. So I wanted to go through some of the character posters, not all of them, but also some of that footage as well. Just stuff that stands out to me. Because like Eric Andre's character in the film, it's like civilian clothing. Like there's really nothing fancy or anything to write home about. But let's start off with Cody Rhodes as Guile. I am just actually impressed that they went all out and did a proper Guile style wig. I didn't realize that was going to rhyme. But for the most part, he looks the part. He looks great. I think it's also just because of that silhouette that he can cast with that wig, as opposed to Jean-Claude Van Damme. But in terms of like replicating how Guile looks in the game, for sure. Like he's got the size as well. Dude's a wrestler. I didn't even realize Roman Reigns is in this as well. So we've got two wrestlers and he's playing Akuma. And I really dig the look. Like granted, it's not exactly on point with how he looks, but it's pretty damn close. Like a lot of the details on the costume, like a lot of the stuff hanging off him, and he's obviously got the physique for it. And going back to Dave Dastmalchian as Bison, yeah, look, it looks the part. Like it could have been a lot worse. It could have steered cleared from the traditional uniform that he sports, the cape. I just think, a bit more padding in that suit just to really showcase the towering strength that Bison is. But at the same time, it's Dave Dastmalchian. I'm keen to see what he does with the character, with his performance and stuff like that. And I also forgot Jason Momoa was in this. Like the whole cast was here in Sydney. At one point, they were on the rides at Luna Park having the time of their lives, and 50 Cent's on this little roller coaster and he's like, whee! But yeah, Jason Momoa clearly doing some cheeky mocap. He looks great. Like, As Blanca, fucking spot on. He's a very busy man. Like this morning we were watching him for like a split second as Lobo. And now Blanca. Like he definitely looks the part. Even though he's all digitized and everything. Still cool. Man, back in the day, I used to be obsessed with Vega. I think it was because I was also going through my Wolverine phase, but also I'd just been introduced to Freddy Krueger. So anything that had like blades coming out, whether it be fingers, hands, whatever. So a lot of purple. But then we got Kalina Liang as Chun-Li, and I don't know, there hasn't really been a bad Chun-Li in the bunch, though I do think Jackie Chan takes the top spot for best Chun-Li ever. But yeah, going back to 50 Cent as Balrog, yeah, he looks pretty good. Like, the dude is getting up there in age, and he's still got quite a good physique. Like, not as good as, you know, what he was back in the day during, like, the Get Rich or Die Trying years, but still pretty good. Again, I would have been interested to see what Rampage Jackson would do, but also appreciate that they have the hair. They have Balrog's trademark hair, much like Guile. Like, they're going all out, even if it means these elaborate wigs, hair pieces, costume pieces. I can appreciate because it's leaning into that cheesy bit of camp that makes Street Fighter so special and just fucking fun, man. I'm gonna butcher this name. Vinyet Jamwal as Dalsem. Like, he looks pretty good, man, and better than the Dalsem we got from the 1994 film. Put it that way. Oliver Richter as Zangief. This dude is a beast. He's like 7 foot something. Hang on, let me look up his height. He's over 2 meters. What's that in feet? See, 7'8". Oh my god. Damn, man. The tallest person I've ever met is 6'10". And like his dick would essentially smack me in the face if I ran into him. They haven't really missed a beat this time around, but then like we get to Andrew Schultz as Dan, and then Eric Andre as Don Sauvage. I'm like, this is civilian clothing. This is not much meat on the bone here, but I was more or less interested to see how Guile was going to look, how Bison was going to look. So, you know, Cody Rhodes, Dave Dastmalchian. There was some good photos of 50 Cent of how he was going to look as Balrog. So, but it's mostly just the hair. Like, you're in it to see if they actually go ahead and do the trademark hairpiece that he's known for. So there you go, guys. A cheeky little look at Street Fighter that's going to be coming out in 2026. Again, I had no idea the Game Awards was on, like, clearly, but I am very excited to see this film, and the fact that it was filmed here in Sydney, that's even cooler, you know? It generates a lot of jobs here, and I'm quite impressed with what I've seen so far with the more elaborate looking costumes. I think, again, just lean into that camp cheesiness that the games are known for, and, you know, Mortal Kombat 2 is a lot more serious, fine. I think you're able to do that with Mortal Kombat, whereas here, you just let Jack out of the box and have fucking fun with it. Let me know your thoughts with these costumes down below, guys, and which one really stood out to you. Love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one.